play a biggish part in my life, and I'm sure the same would be true of a lot of the people who are on here at the moment, and other shedders throughout the county, and it's just really got such a lot to offer to us all. That I would like
Excellent,
to
Robert. That's brilliant. So, Seamus, can we have a quick view from you? What do you think what it'll mean for you in 6 months' time?
It'll mean everything to me, because I've been on Zoom, or not Zoom, but on the laptop, and I've been talking to Australia and America, as well as, say, WhatsApp for talking to the grandchildren. So what you said there about consultation with nurses or something like that, that's something new now to me. I've learned something now today, like, okay.
Excellent, Seamus. That's brilliant. So just to tell you, everybody, like the language that thing, it's called telehealth, like television, telehealth. And, you know, I've been following a lot of American pharmaceutical companies, etc. And these guys, this is the business of the future, what they call telehealth. I'm speaking to a doctor, a friend of mine in Dundalk, and I mean, increasingly, and actually, all the doctors are talking to their clients on telephones now. So it's only another step to that. So, Donald, what about you? Tell us about 6 months' time. So just knock your microphone on there, Donald. So you just need to, yeah, excellent, John. Brilliant. Okay, just excellent. Good man. Thanks, John.
Hello.
Right. Yeah, go ahead, Donald. We can hear you.
My son here, he was helping me with it. He's not too bad at it with this stuff.
No, and I just again, Donald, I think, by the way, John, I know you're staying out of focus there, but I mean, your contribution is not only vital for you and Donald there, but throughout the country, the older generation, and I classify the older generation, by the way, as anybody over 40. We shouldn't assume that just because you're over 60 that you don't know anything about computing. Lots of guys of 40 years of age, and I know, John, you may be that, but there's a lot of younger men don't know how to use this technology because they may not have worked in careers that involve that. So we all need each other's support, and I mean, your work here is excellent in relation to that. So anyway, Donald, tell us, what do you think it might mean for you in 6 months' time?
I would mean that I'd be fit to learn more about it, and if, as you say about having a talk to your doctor, my doctors are in Galway, and they'd be phoning me, like, so that I'd be fit to get one-to-one with them like this, and go around with doing photography and stuff and things with people. So that's been my interest in it, and having my son here beside me that would run me through it.
Superb, excellent.
So that's about it.
Now, just to say, I know a couple of people have their hands up, Colin, Michael, and Mary. So I realize that I'm going to move, I'll lower your hands, but I will be coming around to everybody. So just explain that, if you just understand that. So, okay. Yeah, just in relation to that, Donald, as you pointed out, you're already in contact with your doctors by phone in Galway. But for example, I had a lung operation 2 years ago in the Blackrock Clinic in Dublin, and the night before the operation, the guy who was going to operate on me took me in, and he showed me a YouTube video of the robot taking somebody's half his lung out. It had a 4K camera. I'm into the gadgets, so I said, "I want you to show me what you're going to do to me." And then I got him to take me into the operating theatre and show me the robot. But it just showed me that I could have been having a consultation with my consultant in Dublin where he would have showed me the x-rays on the screen. So it's not just talking to me on the phone. This stuff is going to be a big thing. And I would say to guys, this is, from a health point of view, this is as important as your vitamin C. So Mick, maybe we can just pull you in and give me a vision of where you see yourself, the Zoom facility, in 6 months' time. Thanks, guys. Excellent, Mick. Yep.
I think it's all of what the lads have already said. There's a wide variety of opportunities are now opening up to us, and we should embrace it and use it for our future. The one thing I would also say is that we're doing it because of the times that's in it. It'd be great to get back to our sheds, to our guys, and in the sheds then we can talk to each other and, you know, do things and show other sheds how to do this and that as a way of education, etc. So it's all good the way I see it, and it's fantastic, really. That's it.
Excellent, Mick. Yep. So, Michael McFadden, you've got your hand up, so maybe I'll just take you next, Michael. I'm not sure what you want to come out, but anyway, switch on your mic there, Michael, please.
No, my hand was up by accident there. No, I think it has great possibilities, Liam, particularly from the health point of view. I know somebody that's at the moment are talking to the consultants in Dublin by Zoom. Just from our own point of view, just trying to get more people involved is the problem that I can see with it. Now, I'm interested in what you were saying there about people being able to join by telephone. And do you see the platform that you're using here now? Would it be possible, say, for us in our own shed or for anybody here in their sheds to actually get onto that or actually use that instead of maybe setting up their own Zoom meetings? And just one last thing as well is, I'm just wondering, is Kathleen Borner, is Kathleen involved in this, or the fact that she's not here this morning, so.
Okay, I'll take the last one of those first, Michael. I mean, Kathleen actually rang me yesterday, and she was keen to. She was just filling me in on what Column's going to be doing, and I was explaining to her what the research and preparation that Mary and I were doing. So she was very keen that this would happen, and particularly, I think what Kathleen expressed to me is that she actually said she wished to set up a separate WhatsApp group just for the Donegal group. She didn't want to be, according to her words, she didn't want to be stuck purely under the control of Dublin or otherwise. And she felt that, the Donegal Men's Shed Network has been very proactive in doing things. We need to get into the lead, as Michael said there earlier. So I think Kathleen and I are going to work together over the next couple of days about developing our interaction on it. And I'm hopeful that there's no other reason that you're not here today. I mean, what I did is I sent the invitation to everybody in the WhatsApp group that was there for last week. Now, so that, I think by doing the same sort of thing 5 days in a row next week, one will solidify those who've tried it. So Robert talked there, I'm starting to learn it, but I'll be better. So a couple of sessions, if people can turn up to 2 sessions next week, by the end of those, you'll say, hey, I'm much better at this. So big confidence. The second one, then you asked me, Michael, about joining in by phone. Again, because Mary and I attended some network, something that was set up 10 days ago by Donegal County Council, of which 13 of the 16 participants were women, only 3 guys. And it really brought home to me that in the area of, I suppose, this type of communication, women they already have their networks, and that's great. But how do guys get into get their own stuff going? But we met a woman from North Donegal, from Oville, a very helpful woman. So Mary and I had a separate chat with her on Zoom, and she showed us or reminded us that we could get people to phone in even without a smartphone. So yesterday we trialed it with 3 or 4 different people. So separately from this, Michael, I will maybe get a one-to-one with you and Raymond, and maybe over the next day or 2, and we'll actually show that in action. So again, I had sent out earlier in the WhatsApp messages, probably you might have felt I sent out too much, but one of those messages tells you precisely what to do. I also put in a little video yesterday, I think I did a little video which I put into the WhatsApp group. So if you just watch that, it's a video of me doing precisely what I said. But I will work with you and Raymond to get it going for you. And if that brings you to help get 2 guys onto your thing, fabulous. But the thing is, anybody with a phone can join in. And if you get them in once or twice, then it'll help them do it. Okay, Michael, so we'll move to Tom.
Thank you.
Excellent. Just turn off your mic, and Tom, you give us a little then, please. Yep.
Hi guys again. Just a quick point. I'm on the phone by accident. Liam's message came through on the phone and I clicked that. And the phone is a smaller face, therefore there's only 4 pictures, 4 people. So you have to scroll over and back to see all the different people. Yeah. So the computer or the iPad is probably a better machine to work with, because you can see everybody straight away. That's just a small point. But secondly, I suppose in 3 months' time, Liam, if each area was able to have their own Zoom meeting, I mean, after all, it's the weekly meetings that we all started with, the weekly meetings and so on and so forth. So in 3 months' time, if we're all chatting to our own group, some evening, 1, 2, 3 times a week, well, that'll be some progress. And that might be slow in the big picture, but it's not. Because thinking back as a teacher, when we started with computers, 15, 20 years ago, it took us a good few years for every teacher to get comfortable with the computer. And of course, it snowballed in, and every classroom now in the country has, I've even forgotten the name of it. They have the big whiteboard, we call them, and every lesson you want to teach can go up on the blackboard, and it's unbelievable. But back to us. If we're chatting at the end of 3 months in our own group, whenever we feel like it, brilliant.
Excellent, Tom. So just one of the thoughts that shoots into my mind as Tom says that, let's say 20 sheds in Donegal, let's say on average, maybe 5 or 6 guys are willing to meet on a weekly basis. I would recommend, I can foresee a situation that if enough of us can become expert enough, then, you know, maybe you and me and Seamus there, we could visit with Tom's group he's going to have a meeting next Wednesday. So we could join in with Tom and we could assist Tom in assisting the others to develop. So that's how I see it. Once you get a team of people, they can move around and coach other people along the thing. And we don't have to go anywhere. It's not a matter of trying to get to Ballybuffet on a wet night or whatever. So I'm just trying to make sure. So JJ, I'll just move to you. Turn on your mic and tell us what you think it'll mean for you, say, in 3 or 4 months' time. And thanks, Tom. You've had your hand up, but I'll lower it, okay? If you want to speak again, Tom, just put your hand up. Okay, JJ, sorry.
Yeah, okay, Liam. Well, I'm probably maybe a wee bit ahead of the game because I've just back a couple of months ago finished doing a course on Zoom for politics. It was a 6-week course, and the tutor for that was in Luskin North, County Dublin. But there were participants from the 4 corners, from the 4 provinces, actually, of 32 counties. And there were guys there from Kerry, there was people from Belfast, there's obviously Donegal, Galway, Limerick, Cork, everywhere, all over Ireland. And to me, this facility is, the possibilities are just endless for training, working from home, you know, you name it. It's a fantastic tool, and we got to grab it.
Excellent, JJ. That's super. And again, I suppose, JJ, in our shed, what's really important is that we take 1 or 2 people on. Just to say that JJ has gone into the main shed. What you're looking at is the fabulous new room we have in the shed. And I have to say, JJ, you make it look very good. Do you know that? And JJ...
Come on, that's the old malarkey. I know, no, but you're looking very well on screen because you're expert with makeup and all them things. I don't have that.
No, I was talking about the plaster work behind you there. All right. Anyway, look, you know, I want to say, look, I'm the chairman of the group, and I suppose it's been my role to try and get resources and pull things together. But our shed exists because of the work of people like JJ, a small handful of people who give 3 months of really hard work to make that fantastic facility. And behind JJ, there's a 65-inch TV there that the guys can watch. There'll be somebody watching that Liverpool match or some United match or something on that there this evening. It only looks small because JJ's a long way from it because it's a big room. Anyway, we'll go to Colin. Colin, will you just give us your, 3-month, 4-month perspective? What do you think we'll be at? We'll all be doing Van Goghs at that stage.
Well, I hope you. I hope everyone will be doing. Well, the funny thing about it is what we're doing today. It's only a few months since yourself was trying to explain this, and it's just a few months down the road, and we're on now, and we're all working pretty well with your advice, and it's going to be, as you say, a part of us now, whatever length people live, and we get over this COVID-19, and the men's sheds open up again, and our men's shed have screens and computers, and as I say, fair play to Michael for all the hard work that he done by going to all the meetings down through the last lot of years and helping us along, and the boys from Killybegs. In 3 months' time, I wouldn't even look past tomorrow. I would look at this, what we're doing today is great, and tomorrow or the next day that you're on, we'll be more expert in it, the next day more expert, and we'll be all telling each other. Because when me and the lads here started, Matty and them, we started on just Messenger, and you think there were people coming down drain pipes, and how they heard me even teaching art, where I can hear every one of you here clearly, and on the big screen. It's one thing I learned after that, and we have a little messenger too at the bottom there where you can send little notes to people if you want to ask them a question. Just down where it says chat, you can ask anyone in the group a question. It goes back to you, Liam, and all that there. So there's another thing happening in the men's shed too. We have another group in Donegal, and I'm involved with them, and there's a health and well-being group. And they're hoping to set up a men's shed tin whistle class and a men's shed open room. And they will be sending funding through Pat Meehan to help us out with this. This will be after Christmas, boys. But they will be interested. And Liam, I'll be sending as much information to you to get in contact with all the sheds. And when we have all over Christmas, and as I say, I'll be running a wee art class up to that there, and everybody's welcome to come on. It's a beginner's art class. There's more people getting involved with this. It's unbelievable. And as you explained about doctors and talking to doctors, and today in this Wild Wintry day, I'm just looking out, the first day, Halloween day of it's blowing a gale out here. Now, if we to travel anywhere, which we don't have to do the day, there are 10 here, and they're all sitting in the comfort either of their shed or their home or wherever, and they're not making a big long journey and endangering their life. And I think that's one of the most powerful things of this. If you're sitting at home on a wheelchair or an armchair or whatever, and you might be a little bit disabled and you can't get into a car and say, I would love to join that group. You can join that group and we can have a cup of tea and chat with you. We can show you how to paint a picture, play a tin whistle, or do a wood turning, anything that you want, just to look and see the fellas doing it. So for my point of view is, if we're 3 months down the road, we'll be all bloody experts. There'll be no point. Every man will be, taking other people in on it. And I must say, it's very good thanks to John, Maddie's son, because I rang John this morning at 20 to 10 or 20 to 11, and I told him there wee meeting, and he got Maddie hooked up. And it's great to have young men like that, because John has done a lot of work with us down through. He showed us Zoom a way back a few months ago, only we weren't fit to afford it. And thanks people like that when you lift the phone, he never even asked what the hell's going on. I said to him, get your dad on, there's a Zoom meeting coming up with Liam, and he done it. And that's the kind of people you need to have in the background that can lift the phone and ask, you know what I mean, Liam, like yourself, and putting this together. So, as I say again, if we're here in 3 months, it'll be great, but we'll be all experts, be that painters, tin whistle players, or good tea drinkers, or good listeners, whatever. Thanks. Anyway, that's my opinion.
Okay, Colin. I mean, again, I think one of the things that Colin picked up on immediately there, in Shannock or Scale get Mullinoig agus Chuckishy. I mean, if there ever was a wonderful nexus of opportunity between youth and aged people, it's COVID. I mean, the youth of today, and I don't mean necessarily your son, John, because I'll be talking about somebody who's in their 15 to 25-year-old age group. There's a group of people who never even heard of the war. Like my parents went through the war. My father and mother from Dunleary. My father, as a 16-year-old, came to Pettigo in Donegal as a customs man. And he used to bring oranges back to my mother from over the border as a gift. So that's how you got the knickers off a woman in 1940, by bringing her an orange from Donegal. But I mean, the young generation have never seen anything like we're faced with COVID and the fears. And for them to know that we are switched on and we're alive and interested and positive is a great support for them. And they can be a fabulous support for us, showing us how all their toys work. So I think this is a real, if the men's shed means anything, it's a wonderful opportunity is to actually reach out, not just to help ourselves, but we're meaningful to everybody else. And I always believe when people talk about funding, if you want funding, just make yourself indispensable. Make yourself indispensable and nobody let you die. That's one thing for sure. So just lastly, Mary, can I just ask you then again, it's interesting, you've been watching our journey, our personal journey through this this stuff in the music. So give me what you think about in the next number of months, will you?
Yes. Well, first of all, just to address the fear. So I suppose most of us, when we're confronted with something new, we are fearful about that. So, maybe the fear of feeling stupid if we don't grasp it immediately. But for me, it's about learning a new skill. It's about keeping the brain ticking over. It's also about, I suppose, communicating with family and friends in maybe in numbers. I have many friends in the States. It'll be, and this platform will personalize, I think, that experience. I was also thinking that, as we go down the line a bit, you can bring in professionals. For instance, I was talking to Liam about a friend of ours who lives in upstate New York, and he would be very happy to come and give a talk about something or other, that relates to men. Also, it would be an experience as things move on to show off JJ's fabulous skills in wood turning. And whenever the opportunity arises where he can publicly display those beautiful, beautiful bowls and candles and clocks that he has made, it'll be wonderful, and you'll all be wowed by his expertise, and Jimmy, of course, as well. So I suppose that's what I'm seeing. For me, it's exciting to be learning a new skill. Now, having said that, I've been dragged into it a bit, and again, it's about my fears. As regards to makeup, Liam's makeup, I do the makeup. So.
But just as a bit of a joke in that case, one of the reasons that I was intent on doing it from a PC today, because it's the difference between, riding in a car and going in a Rolls Royce. I mean, the PC will allow me to do a million more things, but one of the things that because of all the technologies out there, the way you can create all sorts of animations, etc. But last week on my PC, there's a new trial thing that's out in Zoom, and you can put mustaches and things in your head and all the rest. And I had a fucking mustache on me and I couldn't get rid of it. I didn't know how to get rid of the mustache. It's not my mustache, but I can't get rid of it. And I started to think that's actually me. So, okay, so first thing, I'm looking at the time. We've been here for an hour. I think given that this is the first time we've been here, given the fact that we have something like 11 participants. This is a really interesting example. One guy I forgot to bring in there was you, Raymond, because you weren't visual. So sorry, Raymond, if you just take off your mic and give us your idea of where you think the Zoom might be an impact in your life in 6 months' time. Thanks, Raymond.
Well, basically, where I see Zoom coming from is where I in real life saw it from yesterday. I phoned the doctor yesterday morning at 9:30. No appointment necessary. You take a picture of I had an eye infection, take a picture of your face, send it to the doctor. 40 minutes later, the doctor calls you back, has had a look at it, decides where to go, what route to take. Now, so far, I've had antibiotics for it, and it's slowly coming round. So, like, from that perspective, and from the perspective of my cardiologist in Dublin, not having to call me up every 2 months, he can now assess me visually and audibly from Dublin. And like in the shed there, we had several very good Zoom meetings of 9, maximum of 9, I think one Saturday for over an hour. But it's unfortunately the way we're looking at for a wee while, but it would be much better to get back shoulder to shoulder and get men back in the shed. So.
Excellent, Raymond. And can I just say that little anecdote there of how you engaged with your doctor yesterday? I mean, this is what's real, guys. I mean, I remember years ago playing football when I had a knee injury and I went to see this specialist 3 or 4 times with cartilage problems. He fucking never touched me leg. He never once touched me. He never physically touched my leg. And then I said, I better go somewhere else. But I mean, he might as well have just taken pictures of me leg from miles away. He never did anything. And now all of a sudden we can have the best cameras in the world. Like we can have dentists doing this, looking into your teeth. I mean, this is what's going to happen. And the fact that you guys are reporting back to me, of what's happening already. Mick, you have your hand raised. So I'm going to lower your hand. And if you meant to put it up, just raise it again. That's Mick Malloy. In the meantime, I'm now going to work towards drawing this to a conclusion in the next 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'll do a quick run around. What I'd like to, like Mary and I have been trying this with lots of different people over the last week, and I suppose I'm just reading something here. So what I'm hoping to see is how's the best way to get more of the guys. So Mick has just asked, how can we get more of the guys on our screen? I'm not sure, question, if you're asking me how do you get more people on the gallery. You're on an iPad. The iPad is set up. Just nod your head if that's the question, Mick, will you? Okay, so I think it's really constrained by the iPad shows you 9. The phone, as I think Michael who said it, works at, Tom said there was 4 people on the screen on the phone. And obviously, if you had 100 people on an iPad, you'd see nobody. And yeah, Michael then has a different device. So I think, firstly, the biggest confusion at the moment is all the different what they call clients or devices. As I said to Mary, there are probably 20 different problems with each platform. So there's a max of 100 problems. So we need to find 100 problems and 100 answers, and that's it. It's not any more complicated. This is not magic, guys. It's just a matter of trying to what they are. So we're committed to doing that. Just a couple of thoughts. So where I think some of the futures might be. Last night, Mary and I had a good conversation with a friend of mine who's an avid bridge player, him and his wife. And Mary used to play a lot of bridge. And he, for the last number of years, has been playing bridge online all over the world in all sorts of international competitions. And the platform they use is called BBO. And BBO are in active consultation with Zoom at the moment in order to provide the fact that you can play, they'll be able to play bridge and Zoom at the same time. Now, I've been very mindful of 25s, the card game, and how incredibly impactful it is for pulling everybody together. And Mary and I are looking into, we already know how you can play 25s online. And we're just looking at how we could play it through Zoom. Mary and I have already practiced playing drafts together online. So she's a different place than me. And I've been playing drafts with her while we're Zooming at the same time. So we're going to keep exploring those things. As, by the way, once this process takes off, other people will start having lots of new ideas in this space. So there's lots coming down the line. I think the next big thing that I want to assist with is Colm, because Colm has a proven product. He's done it successfully. He's passionate at what he does. Colm got the big picture idea from the first time I exposed that idea at a meeting in Ballybuffet. And I think that I have a different skill than Colm, and so in others, I think I can be doing other stuff. So Colm, I want to work with Colm so the technology doesn't get in his way. As regards to telehealth stuff, if we in Donegal, and I'm mindful of something Mick said earlier, we have an opportunity of branding leadership in this space. And if we do this, there's no question we'll be able to go to the statutory authorities whenever they wake up. I mean, they're asleep. They haven't a clue how to resource voluntary bodies at the moment. I've tried to look for money for the last 6 months. For example, I made one of the emergency applications to get, say, 6 mobile phones with 2 months of data paid for, on which I would set up Zoom on 6 phones and just give them to 6 guys who know nothing. And the only button on the phone is a Zoom button. It says, when that rings, press that and you'll be on Zoom. And like the max cost would have been £1,000. And no fucking Egypt could hear about it. Now, Kathleen thinks that she can run that idea past somebody and maybe it'll pick up now. But in the future, they will follow us if we lead. No question about that. An example, guys, of what's possible. 2 things I just want to demo you to excite you maybe before you go. So I'm on Spotlight. So I think what I might be able to do, what I just see, I'm going to try and do. Okay, so I'm choosing an option to spotlight me. So as a result of that, you're stuck with me just for the next few minutes. I'm the only guy on your screen, okay? Now, you can see that you look at me and I look like I'm up against the wall of my shed, etc. But I'm not actually. I'm up what's called against a virtual background. So a virtual background, so you'll see this television on the TV, for example. That's me. I'm actually in a room which has a green screen behind me. Okay, and because I'm doing a lot of work with various lights, etc. So you can see here, for example, you see that there are various lights that I'm putting in, and they're coloring the green screen. And what happens is I choose what's called a color picker, and I choose to make a particular part of that screen transparent. So behind that, I can place an image. So for example, suddenly I'm a fucking lecturer in a library. Hiya guys, that's 5,000 an hour. Or maybe I'm just chilling out in the club. Or maybe I'm out at a rock face. Or as you can see here, I'm over in San Francisco having a good time. Or I'm in my cool apartment in Dublin. So I can choose to be anywhere that I want to be. And I can load up, there's a beautiful image of, down at Port Arthur Beach beside where we are. Or I can go back to just me again. So in follow-up events like this here, I'm going to work with you guys on helping everybody get to that space. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I just want to briefly share some content with you. So I'm going to share some photographs with you, and just to show you that I've been capturing images.
Sorry, Liam, to interrupt you. I have to go here. Thanks for everything, and I'll be in touch here.
Who's that?
Raymond and Kilmacrenan.
Raymond.
Sorry,
excellent.
I have to leave the meeting.
All right, we'll be finished anyway in 5 minutes, but thanks again, Raymond, and hopefully we'll follow this up. Again, I'd say to anybody, let's talk to each other through the WhatsApp group right now until Kathleen then sets up a separate group or whatever she wants to do. We'll follow and join in that space. All right?
Dead on. Talk to you
Thanks,
later.
Raymond.
Good luck, boys.
Okay,
Bye.
so guys, just what I've been doing is I've been capturing images of various people as they were speaking, and just to show you how powerful that is. So Donald, so I'm sharing with you photographs, but more importantly for the processes question, how could we encourage others to join this? Well, I'll tell you what I will be doing is I'll put up, see the picture you see in front of you, I'm going to put that up in our WhatsApp group afterwards. Okay, to say, guys, hey, these guys all had a good time at this show. All right. And then you can see the various participants that were there. So we have, I'll just stop sharing that for a moment. Oh yeah, I just wanted to share, Mary mentioned something there which I thought was interesting. We can't do it on this one. I could, as she was talking, I can't do it. I was going to do it on my PC, but I could also, in my background, I could be running a video. So what Mary said about the work that JJ does, I've been practicing that on an iPad. Now I'm going to take myself off Spotlight. So now whoever speaks. So the other thing I just want to say is the latter half of this. So one can record a Zoom. You can record a Zoom meeting. Now, why would you do that? Particularly, say, Colin, when you're doing your art stuff. I can see that you might have a particular skill that you want to display, and let's say you do that, and we record it. You can then put that recording up on Facebook or whatever. So I'm saying if we express the pleasure that we're getting or the positivity that we're having about this and put them out, it will bring other people forward. Now, I mean, I will endeavor to, I mean, my commitment is to try and promote the use of this interactive and collaborative technology anywhere and everywhere I can with any group in which I have. I have personal interests. I have musical interests with Mary. I have professional interests in the area of teaching and learning. I have particular interests around sustainable technologies. And I have interest internationally with various people. So I will continue to do this anywhere I can. Being told I'm stupid or I'm, nobody will cop on, I don't give a fuck. I just want to wake up in the morning and not feel shite like everybody else. And I love playing with toys. So if I can work with anybody, Donald, your son, let him talk to me or whatever, I'd be delighted. I would say to you, if you've enjoyed this today, I'll ask you, if you've enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. And hold your thumbs up for a moment, right? I just want to get it. So call him a thumb up if you enjoyed it. Hey, come on, artists, put up your thumb, will you? Thumb up. No, not the hands up, your real thumb. Your real thumb. Excellent. Excellent. And I just go again. So because again, that's only one shot. I got to shoot over to the next screen. Yeah, that's an excellent thing. Okay, just one more screen. Sorry, why am I? Okay, all right. So we've got there your crooked thumb, JJ. So look, I'm just going to do a quick goodbye to everybody, and just to say to you, in next week I'm going to run 4 of these similar events. I will work with you separately, Colin, to trial a singular tryout. I suggest to you that what you do is pick a number of the guys who are willing to play with you and some idea about what their art. Let's get that running first. Make a wee video of it, then tell everybody else, hey, you want to join? Let's join. And I think in some way I need to find a way of, embedding something about Donegal. Like nobody would know looking at this that we're in Donegal. We need to find some way, Mick, you'll get it. We need to brand your stuff. And we're going to be working on that. Mary and I will be working on that in the next week. So, for example, when you look at our screen next week, you'll see something here saying something we wanted to say. In our case, it'll be to do with our musical interest, Metal Cole. Maybe with you, Mick, it might have something to do with whatever you do in your woolen mills or Ardara. Colin, fabulous background there with your painting, etc. So, look, we can do lots with this toy. So, let me just go around one at a time. I'll start with you, Robert. A quick tie up and a goodbye with everybody. So unmute and do your thing, okay?
Bye. Excuse me. Bye, and thanks very much for that. That was very useful. During the course of it now, we have this wee WhatsApp group in Dunfanny, and I had 3 messages from different people who are in that WhatsApp group. So that's what I want to build on, and I hope they'll also feel enthusiastic about building on that. and getting to grips with Zoom as well, because it has a great deal to offer to us here and in fact throughout the whole county, I believe.
Okay, Robert, just to say to you that your audio is much more perceptible now. So did you find that you were able to make that modification?
No, I just spoke a bit louder.
All right, okay. Yeah, but you might look into that. Just, in fact, I'll make a little video or pull up. I'll either make a video or find a video explaining how to deal with that, and I'll circulate that. Just to say to you, hopefully if we can get some of this video, and then you can circulate that to the other people in your WhatsApp group. Just circulate the video to the, and then they can see the thing in action. Thanks, Robert. Over to you, Seamus. Good.
Yes, that's a very interesting hour and 20 minutes. And I was going to say there that don't be afraid of the technology. Just if you press the wrong button, you press the wrong button, but you learn. You'll not launch the space shuttle. But I was going to say there's two things if you want to communicate with. There's Skype and there's WhatsApp. If you want to talk to the children or you want to talk to Australia or America, there's Skype as well. You know what I mean, which is a cheap thing. Okay, thanks. And this was a great evening.
Excellent, Seamus. Right, Colin, over to you.
That's great. And thanks, Liam, for taking the time, and thanks to all the gang. Now, just a wee advertisement. I'll be through Kathleen. Thanks, Kathleen. We have to keep her on board. We have to keep the county as one. Like the Donegal team will be the Donegal Men Shade team. We'll play with the, you know, and we'll have our subs on and we'll have our team together, and hopefully get more to join, which is very important. And as I say, using young people like John and anyone that wants to come on and help Liam to make, because I know how hard it is to make videos. So another wee thing is on, it'll be Monday fortnight, I believe. And if you let everybody shade know that we're going to be going out 12:30 with a little art class. It'll be 2 hours, but we're going to break it up for an hour in the centre to talk to fellas. So if you don't want to do art, come on and join us. You don't have to do a thing. You can see what we're doing. You can, send messages to me to say, this is how it should be done. That's how it should be done. I'm open, and I'm very glad that Liam, you offered to come on and help. And what you've done today is a great, as I say, it's great for this modern technology. And another thing, when I'm looking out and seeing that day outside, imagine leaving and going somewhere today away, 40 miles from here to do a little meeting with each other. So thanks for, as I say again, Liam and your wife there for coming on. And not only that, the music that you played over the last 6 months or through the lockdown was brilliant. And I know some of the boys were on there and they were doing a sing along with you and myself and that. So thanks for people like yourself and your wife coming on and making a day like this on an Old Rocky day. And hopefully that we'll all get over this and we'll get back to our main shade, but we'll always remember that there's somebody there you can phone or talk to, and that's very important.
Okay, super, Colin. And again, just to remind you, I'll hook up with you over the next couple of days, Colin.
That'll be lovely.
We'll just look at a lot of this techie stuff, how I can support you in that. All right, that's JJ. Brilliant.
Yeah, Liam, just when the guys were talking there, it occurred to me that this is basically like learning to drive a car. You either need a few lessons or you need plenty of practice. And I think that's just what we've got to do. I love that idea where you're talking about next week. And I'm looking forward to that. I know that some of the guys want to get away, but we didn't get back to showing me how to put up my hand on because I'm on the Android phone. But that'll keep.
I'll do that with you, DJ, yeah.
But that was super. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.
All right, just
to next time.
While I have you there, Jay, just to say, guys, on that TV behind JJ, the video recording of this will be on that screen, on a 65-inch screen, running around the clock for any of the guys who go into the shed. So any of the guys who go into the shed to know what it's like, I just put it onto a USB pen, stick it into the back of the TV, and the boys say, hey, that's what it's like to go to a Zoom meeting. So super, JJ. Michael McFadden, yeah. Michael, you want to give us and everybody else, yeah, JJ. Yeah. Mute. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just like to concur what JJ said there, but practice, and the more practice we get at this, the better we will get at it. And I think what I would like to be at the stage where there's a meeting on at 12 o'clock and I can just go straight in at 2 minutes to 12 and to be confident and happy that that I can do that without disrupting the meeting, disrupting everybody else. That we can all just slip into the meeting, slip out of the meeting if we need to, and sort of learn. And it's all about learning all the time. And
hey, you'll have your driving license then, your Zoom license.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, guys. I think Johnson's Motor Cars. Now that's a Donegal song. We'll have to revive that maybe and pull that into the mix. All right, Michael. Thanks. So Donald, a quick goodbye from you then. So give us just turn on your mic again.
I just wish to thank everyone for attending the thing today. I enjoyed it, and I hope to continue with this very good show. I enjoyed it. Thanks very much for everything.
Excellent, Donald. And again, just to your son, John, I sent my mobile through there, so get him to call me sometime later on today, whenever he's free. And actually, I didn't realize.
That's okay.
Yeah, all the time we do something, I know Tom has to go. So just to say that all the time we're looking at meetings, I need to know what else will take up guys' time, like the football match or something else on. I need to try and get in between those things. So if I ever make the mistake of scheduling a meeting at a stupid time, just tell me, guy, it's stupid time, change it, Liam, and I'll do it. It's no problem. Anyway, thanks again, Donald. So Mick, I think we have the final word from you, Mick. I think Tom might be gone this age. So thanks, Mick.
Right, Liam, that was a great session this morning. And I think you started it off very well with the proper protocol. You need a chairman who lets people in to talk. And it was one of the most organized sessions and meetings I ever attended. And definitely one going forward, we have to try and imitate. Number 2, on the top of right-hand corner of my screen, I have a little red record, REC button. Is that an indication that this session has been recorded?
Yeah, okay, so maybe I'll just answer that second one first. I mean, there is a whole question in the world we have of privacy and all the rest. And, I don't want to spend my life trying to spell GDPR backwards, because it really is being misused. I'm working on the assumption here that everybody here today entered this with the same view as me, that we all want to spread the word. I have no intention to disturb anybody or embarrass anybody or cause anybody trouble, but we are real people. We expressed ourselves openly. Can I tell you that if I was just to take snippets of the positive things, even when, what do you call him there, Raymond was talking about his consultation with the doctor yesterday, this would have more an effect on the benefit to men's health if it was on a fucking ad on the RTE than all the shite they put out there. So in relation to the fact that this is the most organized meeting you've had, you should have seen my fucking lectures, Mick, in college when I turned up without even knowing what I was going to talk about. I just completely fucking made it up, and I loved it. And I have one belief about education, which is, we talk about fundamental people. People are fundamental. There's 2 things that jump out of those words, the little word called fun, and they're all fucking mental. And otherwise, don't be in a room with them. We've very little time to live. Even if we lived 90 fucking years, it's very little time in the overall scheme of things. We should be having fun every day, passionately doing things. One thing I want to say, everybody who's come on here today has been magnificent in terms of your willingness to hang in. It was a wonderful thing at the start when Robert helped Seamus pull up to the bumper and get your thing going. It was wonderful that John, Donald's son, assisted us in getting this thing going, and that Raymond came in once or twice. We had a guy called Eugene who popped in and left. Don't know why. If anybody knows a guy called Eugene, maybe reach out to him, because I'm going to say to you that you will see, probably Monday, you'll see a schedule for recurring events during the week. And we will pull it in, come into any of those and throw our ideas up as what might look well. Remember that we're like little televisions to each other. So everything that's on our screen, we can sell. I think it's important for us as a network. When I got together with the network, say 3 years ago, we really didn't know why we were meeting with each other. And, we're meeting with each other because we love living in Donegal, where we're from there originally, or we just love being here. And we want to survive here, Lekela, and we want to make other people who visit us feel comfortable and to pay respect to the beauty of the place as we do. And the way I think, don't do that through rules, just be the best player on the pitch. If we are the best players on the pitch, people will come to our place and they'll enjoy it. And the other thing I want to thank, particularly when I've been trying to sell my ideas, I like to thank Mick for being so motivational and positive, and also Colin in this, because I approached the National Men's Shed about this, and look, it's just the way it is. It just wasn't understood. but we have a reason in Donegal. We're forgotten county, but we can make sure everybody remembers us. So with that, guys, I'll just say a big thanks to everybody, and we'll. All right, Mick, you're okay to go. Yeah, I know you're giving me that, but anyway,
No,
I
no,
presume
here.
everybody's okay, and we'll leave it. Talk to you soon. Oh, sorry, Mick.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing as a bit
Yep,
of
go
branding
ahead.
for Donegal. You know,
Yep.
we're looking, as Colin says, looking out here this morning, you think we're going to be lifted away and dropped somewhere else. So Donegal, there was an old saying once was, up here, we're different. That's
Yes.
the way we have to be. We've got to fight our own corner. So might be a good byline to go by.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. I mean, I immediately I can visualize when I finish this, guys. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay, I've just had an idea from what Mick says. Right, I'm just going to. Can I just stick with me, and I'm going to show you what this is going to look like. Show you what I can do with this. Okay, right. So hold on. I'm sharing the screen, so you can see. I presume everybody can see my screen at the moment. Yeah. You can just unmute your mics for a moment and just sort of give me a general, yes, you can see it, okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can see it. We can see it.
We
Yes.
can, yeah.
Now watch this, guys, right? How about that?
Very good, Liam. Brilliant.
That is excellent. We're
So
learning something new every day.
Guys, it will be all experts shitting us, Liam.
Yeah, but the beauty of this, guys, is look at that. You know, Mick had an idea. I could see how to use it, and Colum's an artist. So, I mean, if you take how develop that the font or something, Column, so that we slap it up on. You see, when you come into the meeting, the first thing you see is the screen. Hiya, guys. Welcome to the roadshow, Donegal. It's different. And we'll have fucking Jim, Big Jim. What do you call it? Jimmy's
Larkin.
All right, guys. Good luck, everybody, and thanks again. Okay.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.